Welcome back to Milton Mo Junction. I haven't actually put a video up on YouTube for about 7 months now. There's a few reasons for that, really. I mean, last year, for various reasons, and probably I guess for most people, it was a bit of a strange one, and the beginning of this year. My own personal experience was that in February last year, I won't go into too much detail, but February last year I was diagnosed with prostate cancer and had to have several little mini operations and then a course of radiotherapy. I guess it's one of the better cancers to get because everyone's pretty positive about it, and you don't have to have chemotherapy. Radiotherapy is a lot better for your body and less side effects. In fact, I didn't really have any side effects of the radiotherapy, and that was through the summer months. All I had to do was attend hospital once a day for about 20 days and just have that radiotherapy done. Came out of it feeling really good. Not a problem at all. Unfortunately, the last blood test I had was probably beginning of September. That showed that the cancer was almost undetectable, but there was a problem with my blood count, and as a result of that I was rushed into hospital and had to have a couple of transfusions. Returned home same day or same night, not a problem, but I deteriorated again over the last following couple of weeks, and again was rushed into hospital where I stayed for 2 weeks. This was all in the middle of the pandemic, so that was the worst thing about it, really. My wife couldn't visit, couldn't come and see me or anything like that, but the hospital was fine. I had lots of tests and drugs and different things, and they pretty much sorted out the blood problem, the low blood count, and as I said, I was in for 2 weeks. I've been home since September and just sort of gradually getting rid of all the drugs I was on and getting back to normal as much as possible. But that wasn't the only reason I haven't really put a video up. I just lost a bit of interest in it, to be honest, and was having a bit of a downer on the whole thing. But then I decided, following on from that last video, I got all enthusiastic again by planning and working out how to do the new points motors control panel, because I may have mentioned it last time, I've got a ECOS, and I've got the plan on the ECOS, but of course you have to keep swapping screens between the track plan and the control of the engines, and that's all a bit of a pain, really. So I thought, well, get over that by building one of these panels. Took inspiration from, as I said, Dean Park, I think it's Dave Class 47. He built one, but he's doing, I'm doing mine slightly different to his. I'll come on to that in a minute. The problem I asked last time was the points. These 2 points here, this one and this one, changed separately because one's a left hand and one's a right hand point. Now I've done that. It's got the same problem on the other side, on the side inside, but that wasn't a problem because those ones were controlled by DCC Concepts points controllers and Pico solenoid points motors. So all I had to do on those was swap the wires around on one of the controllers, and it changed it. There's no problem. But these are lens O-gauge points, and I couldn't find a way of changing one over. The controllers inside them, there's several CVs, but none of them change the direction. So I was either going to have to leave it with changing them one at a time, but the solution I came up with, because the real reason is I want to tidy this up. I mean, this is the one we're talking about, and I'd have to have 4 push buttons instead of the normal 3 for that sort of point changeover. So what I've decided to do, and it's my next job, is to disconnect the point motor that's built in, and then put a new Pico solenoid points motor on it and a points controller below, so I should be able to just change the direction on that, I'm hoping anyway. So that will be joined up so there's just a single movement to change both points. That's, as I say, my next job. Going across to the points controller, mine's going to be slightly different to the one on Dean Park, because he's got, each of these will be a red and a green button. He's working from that system, a red and a green, and throwing a switch to show which way it goes. I'm going to do it a little bit different with the from DCC Concepts with the Cobalt Alpha Switch Ds. So each of these will be a push button with a, I'm going to have blue lights excuse me, and what you'll do is you'll press the light that you the direction you want, and that will light up, and of course the other one will go out. So I think it's a lot simpler, a lot neater, and a lot smoother with no switches. I mean, there is a sort of way of thinking that the switches are more, I don't know, tactile, but if I have switches on mine, there'll be mixtures of switches and lights, and they'll be all over the place. So I thought I'll just stick with the buttons. So that's the way it's going to go. The problem I've got at the moment is, well, it's not a problem, but this one, this is the mock-up. I've having the a proper one printed out and laminated. That should be a couple of days. That's just been done for me. I've bought the board that it's going to go on, the 3mm one that they suggest you use, the 3mm thickness, and I'm in the middle of mocking up a framework for it to fit on. This is not the right wood, but it's going to be something like that when it's finished. So I've got to do that. So what I'll do is I'll close this video at the moment, and I'll get on with a little bit more and add it on to the end, and we'll come back and I'll show you as I do it. So see you shortly. Bye. Okay, welcome back. Yesterday when I finished the video, I said the next job I was going to do was convert these points to Pico point motors and disconnect the current motor that's on it. I've come across a bit of a snag. They're not going to be as easy to convert as the non-motored points, because the non-motor points were sort of see-through all through, so it was easier to get at the moving bit to change to put a Pico point motor through. These ones I've noticed have got a solid base, so I can't get at the base because it's all been glued down and there's a board underneath it, etc. So I'm going to have to look at a different system. Well, I'm either going to have to drill through it from above and then do what I was going to do, or find another way of connecting a point motor to it. So that's my next job, but it will take a bit longer than I thought. So in the meantime, this morning I've just gone and picked up the printout which has been completed for my control board, and as you can see it's here. Whoops. It's not going to be stuck to the board until I've got some of the components, the push button switches from DCC Concepts, because I need to punch holes in this and then drill holes in the board before I glue it to it. So there's a little bit of a delay on that. DCC Concepts are going to post most of the components I want for the controls out, and I'm going to get them next week, early next week. But the important thing, the push buttons, are on back order, so I'm not sure when I'm going to get those. So rather than hang on before I put a video up, what I thought I'd do is I'll put this video up now, and it's just so you can see that I'm still alive and working on the railway. But then when I've got all the components and sorted the points out, what I'll do is I'll put a separate video up showing the building and creation of the controls, so and the board. So I'll put that, as I say, as a separate video. So in the meantime I'll post this one up. Okay, thanks for watching, and bye for now. Bye.